The 2026 NSAA state basketball coverage on News Channel Nebraska is presented by Medica. With a Medica health plan, you're not just covered, you're cared for. And by Liberty First Credit Union, banking with purpose. Find out more at libertyfirstcu.com.
The bid to repeat as Class C1 champions is alive and well for the Ashland-Greenwood Blue Jays. Champions in 23, champions a year ago, and they hope to be champions in 2026. One team standing in the way is Lincoln Christian. That's the 2-7 matchup here in Class C1. He's Andy Klassen. I'm Jake Bartecki. Welcome into our Custom Sports pregame. Andy, 25-1, Ashland-Greenwood looking to go back-to-back.
Yeah, they really have become the standard in C1 basketball. They got a very deep team, and they're so patient on offense, and they're comfortable scoring from the foul line. That really sets them apart in those tight matchups.
Only loss in the season comes to the 1 seed in this bracket in Ogallala. Just a few weeks ago, Lincoln Christian took a much different path. They had to go on their road to win their district final against Bridgeport, 18-8. How do they continue the momentum here today?
Yeah, but they have a couple of those key attributes, too, that you can say for Ashland-Greenwood. They're a deep team, and they're senior-led. 8 seniors up and down that roster, and you can see that throughout the way they played, the way they've gotten better throughout the season. They can close out those games leaning on that upperclassmen leadership down the stretch.
And their girls team got upset a week ago, so a chance for the boys team to right the wrong here today in another 7-2 matchup. Let's take a look at our key players. First for Ashland-Greenwood, Derek Tonjes. He's dangerous, a Concordia commit, 17 points per game.
Yeah, 6'5". He's been at it for a while now. He's a true 5-tool player. He can post up, he can play guard, point guard. So good at facilitating. Yes, he's their leading scorer, leading rebounder, but it's his assists. He's a team leader among the assists. He's okay with sharing the wealth.
He was a rebound shy of a double-double in the district final. Jamison Tees, he's a guy to watch for the Crusaders. He may not jump off the page in terms of scoring, but he does a lot of different things to fill up the stat sheet.
He really does. A lot of things you just said about Tonjes, you can say that about Mr. Tees. And yeah, he averages 11 points, about 8 rebounds per game. But that's a little bit by design. They rotate in a lot of guys, and he's just one of the many that's kind of averaging double figures. So, like you said, versatile player, a senior. This is going to be a good one.
These two teams met mid-season at the end of the December month. Doug Duda has more on that on the other side. Ashland-Greenwood, Lincoln Christian, coming up on NCN.
When quality matters, it starts at Scotty's Ranchland Foods in Valentine. They're known for the highest quality beef, carefully aged to perfection, alongside fresh, vibrant produce, and a deli famous for fresh, never frozen fried chicken. It's quality you can see. Home of Scotty's Meat RX. Scotty's Ranchland Foods in Valentine, Nebraska. A better cut every time.
The pregame show is sponsored by Custom Sports. Look great for every game with custom team or business apparel from Custom Sports.
And welcome back to the Vanny, everyone. Doug Duda with you here as we're just killing time till Ogallala plays Ashland-Greenwood in the final, right? That's what everybody believes is going to happen after those two played one of the best games of the year at the Heartland Event Center in the Heartland Hoops Classic. Well, Ogallala didn't disappoint, and then Douglas County West gets out to that quick start here today before Central Catholic made a run. Lincoln Christian, the underdog. Yes, they played Ashland-Greenwood, one of their closest games of the year, but they had a handful of games that were under 10 points. So it's not like Ashland-Greenwood cannot put things away in low-scoring games. But if you want to hang with this Blue Jay club, you better score hold them to under 60 points, because every game that has been under 8 points, they have been held to 60 or less points. Ashland-Greenwood used to be in here. Some of the names are the same, no matter what you're looking at. Tonjes, Kissinger, and of course Coach Mose trying to get them to their 4th final in the last 5 years. For Lincoln Christian, started the year 4-4, but after that loss to Ashland-Greenwood, have put together one of the best resumes all year long and set at 14-4 since that time. So can Christian take something off of that? They haven't been here since 2020, and talking with Coach Chad Hansen before the ball game, he seemed to be really loose, and let's see what happens. Nothing to lose here for Lincoln Christian. Can somebody pull an upset here at the state tournament? And will it be Lincoln Christian? We'll find out here on NCN. Should be a good one. A lot of blue in the stands for Christian and Ashland-Greenwood.
When you're running the bases of a busy day, let Speedy Mart at 13235 Grover Street in Omaha knock it out of the park. Start your morning with breakfast made with the real thing, fresh eggs. Step inside for tasty snacks, refreshing drinks, and friendly service that treats you like family. With a dynamic team full of energy and great chemistry, every stop feels like a win. Speedy Mart, where every visit is a home run.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Western Oil. Stop at your nearest Speedy Mart or good-to-go convenience stores today. And by The Carpet Shop, providing quality residential and commercial floor covering and installation for almost 50 years.
To the Devaney Center. Everybody fired up for the 7-2 matchup. Lincoln Christian and Ashland-Greenwood. A trip to the semifinals on the line. Let's take a look at our school spotlight, learn a little bit more about the two teams that are about to do battle here in the C1 state quarterfinals, Ashland-Greenwood and Lincoln Christian. Ashland-Greenwood, they are the Blue Jays. This is their 7th state tournament appearance. And as we highlighted in our custom sports intro, 3 state championships in 2022, 23, and a year ago in 2025. Andy, they've been here before. They know how to get it done in Lincoln.
Yeah, and they've really heated up as the last few years. You can see on your screen there. And as we mentioned in that opening, they have become the standard in C1 when you're talking about excellence on the basketball court.
And Lincoln Christian, although it's been a few years since they've been at the state tournament, they're not strangers to it. They've been here 16 times, and they've won 4 state championships, all of them in C2, 88, 91, 99, and 2011. But it's been since COVID that they were here.
Well, it is a program. It has great tradition, and what sets apart this 7th seed, maybe amongst others, is that senior leadership. 8 seniors up and down this roster that have been there, done that. That's why they can grind away close victories, and if they keep this one close, if they can fly with the Jays, the Blue Jays of Ashland-Greenwood, they'll be right there at the end.
Crusaders are known for fighting, isn't that right?
There you go.
Let's take a look at our C1 road to state map. You got teams kind of spread all over the state. It was similar last week when we did the C1 girls tournament. You've got a few teams in and around the metro, and then in central Nebraska, GICC, Gothenburg, and Ogallala here. Obviously, Ogallala's advanced. GICC lost earlier today. Gothenburg will play in our one later this afternoon. So good discrepancy and good dispersion across the Cornhusker State.
Really is from east to west, and a lot of questions were answered about Ogallala from out in the west, and even more will be answered here in a moment with Gothenburg. But first things first, we got to get into this C1 matchup between Lincoln Christian and Ashland-Greenwood.
More to come on our custom sports pregame starting lineups right after this.
The Seed House, located in O'Neill, is your Nebraska-owned full-service seed supplier. From corn and soybeans to cover crops, grass seed, and CRP grasses, they have the full lineup to fit your operation. The Seed House also offers agronomy services, seed treatment, soil fertility guidance, and expert crop recommendations tailored to your acres. When it comes to growing success from the ground up, trust local experience. Contact Don and the crew at the Seed House, located in O'Neill, Nebraska, and plant with confidence this season.
I'm Nicole Eccles. I live in Scotia, Nebraska. When I was in college, I ended up getting pregnant, and the people that had taught me about pro-life were the first ones to tell me it was going to ruin my life. I chose to keep my daughter. My religious community was very supportive as far as helping me become what I wanted to become. She is 30, and I have 2 grandsons, and they make my life very, very happy.
Pregnant and unsure where to turn? Contact Christian Family Care, cfcare.org.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Family Physical Therapy and Sports Center, getting you back in the game. Ignite the fire and find peace. And by the Seed House in O'Neill, Nebraska, a seed for every need.
Darling, I believe everything's gonna be alright. No need to worry, cause you got somebody on your side. We all need a fam, we all need a crew. When you're in a jam, don't know what to do, just reach out your hand and we'll see you through. Doesn't matter where you're at, we got your back. We got your back.
With a Medica health plan, you're not just covered, you're cared for.
We got your back.
Our communities are built through stories of connection, hard work, and bright futures. You're committed to this place, and so are we. By supporting your dreams and by celebrating your stories, Bank of the Valley has grown alongside you through 40 years of going further together. We're building lasting relationships and a legacy of success. We're in this together, and together we go further.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Western Oil. Make your first and last stop tune from the game at your nearest Speedy Mart or Good to Go convenience stores today. Bank of the Valley, together we go further. And by Scotty's Ranchland Foods, Highway 20 in Valentine, Nebraska.
This is Lauren from St. Mary's in O'Neill. Life moves quickly and it's easy to feel overwhelmed.
This is Anna from St. Mary's in O'Neill. Faith gives us a strong foundation when life feels uncertain.
It helps us slow down, listen, and remember what truly matters. It reminds us that even in difficult moments, God is always present.
And faith isn't just for Sunday. It's meant for everyday living.
If you're searching or have questions, reach out to your local pastor or priest and start the conversation.
Kearney, Nebraska is the getaway you never knew you needed. With comfortable, premium lodging, eclectic shopping, and a variety of locally owned craft food and drink options, Kearney has something for everyone. By day, you'll find rich history, outdoor adventure, and some of America's most unique attractions. And by night, our many entertainment options, dazzling performances, and unique hangouts offer the perfect way to unwind. Visit Kearney. It's so much more than just in the middle.
Hello, this is Greg from Family Physical Therapy. We've grown a lot since we opened our doors in 1993, but our philosophy remains to provide excellent patient care above all else. Our patients are greeted with smiles, and our therapists are driven by their patients' success and achieving goals. We provide physical therapy, occupational therapy, and speech therapy to those of all ages. Family Physical Therapy has locations across Nebraska. Stop by a clinic near you today.
Season 65-55 winners in the district final on the road against Bridgeport. Grant DeHaan, Turner Holen, Janison Tees, Cooper Terrell, and Carter McCullough. A loaded group of a lot of experience. Carter McCullough, the only underclassman in the starting five.
Really is an unselfish bunch here as well. Coach Chad Hansen can't speak highly enough of this starting five and also the next 4 or 5 guys that he brings off the bench. Look to him to lean on that depth early on here.
And on the flip side, Ashland-Greenwood, 25-1, knocked off Adams Central, 71-26 in their district final. That was one of 7 running clock victories for Landon Mose, Cale Kissinger, Logan Fangmeyer, Cooper Westerhold, Derek Tonjes, 5 seniors.
Yeah, and really look for them to try and get out and run and fill up the cup. They got some elite level scoring when you talk about Kissinger, Westerhold, and of course Derek Tonjes.
60 points per game for Ashland-Greenwood this season, only allowing 35. Just a crazy set of numbers, and they shoot it, Andy, 52% from the field. If you're Lincoln Christian, how do you cool them down? Because some of that's three-point shooting, but that also means a lot of good quality looks at the rim.
It really does, but Lincoln Christian will go back to that senior leadership. They know they're well coached. They can be well coached. They're going to have to adjust their defense, and they can be versatile. They can be multiple, and just keep rotating, cycling through defense until you find something that can slow down the Blue Jays offensively.
And there is the ceremonial handshake between the Crusaders and the Blue Jays. Ashland-Greenwood, coached by Jacob Mose, 224-125, his official record. He's a North Platte native, and he is a UNK basketball alum. There are our officials for today: Kevin Cook, Matt Fairness, Lionel McFall, and Paul Sorge. Andy, I stole your thunder there. You like to do the officials.
That's all right. Paul Sorge is going to be our bench official this afternoon, looking to get on the court a little later here in the day.
Lincoln Christian, coached by Chad Hansen in his third year, 38-35. He's a lifelong Lincoln native, coaching right here in his hometown city. Taking the opening tip for Ashland-Greenwood, Derek Tonjes. Doing the honors for the Crusaders, Carter McCullough, and the Blue Jays own the first possession of the ball game. The 2-7 matchup in Class C1 already set today in C1. Ogallala and DC West, the 1 seed,
nice,
and the 4 seed advancing. Lincoln Christian causing a little havoc here, and they get a steal on their first defensive possession of the contest.
Jake, they come out in that zone defense, clog up a passing lane, don't allow anything cheap inside. You couldn't ask for a better start defensively for the Crusaders.
And it almost looked like Ashland-Greenwood wasn't expecting it.
No, and that's what I was talking about, being versatile on defense.
Right wing 3 is on its way. This one's short by Grant DeHaan, a three-point shooter of 31%. And Landon Mose will bring it back up the floor.
Just a textbook box out there from Mose. Then he has the wherewithal to just bring the ball up the court himself. The versatility of these guys is unreal.
Barrett Cottrell, a very good football player. This is the right wing 3. He's got a lot of interest from some Power 5 schools. Toro inside. McCullough, the 6'7" sophomore, opens the game in scoring.
Fantastic job going to that little left-hand baby hook. Nothing too fancy, but very efficient.
Cooper Westerhold looking to get Ashland-Greenwood on the board. Terrific defense. Jamison Tees with the block. Ashland-Greenwood able to maintain the possession for another shot.
You're exactly right. And Tees not coming down with that bar. I'm not picking up a foul. That was the most impressive part.
Double team inside, left an open three-point look for Mose that he was unable to hit. Ashland-Greenwood 33% on the season from beyond the arc.
This is where Lincoln Christian, they can be patient on offense. They don't need to force anything here.
DeHaan out of the corner. Passed it off to Cooper Torrell. 2-0 the score as we approach 2 minutes into the first quarter. Only points in the game belong to Carter McCullough. Looking for 2 more. And Barrett Cottrell wins the battle there.
Not a bad drive. Just might have lost sight of where he was on the court when he went to release.
All thrown up the floor and into the paint. Oops. Cooper Westerhold. Kittrell is able to keep it from going out of bounds. And he throws it back up top. And Landon Mose there. You saw him tell everybody, slow things down a bit.
Yep, good reset there for the Blue Jays.
Terrific defense early in this one for Lincoln Christian. Down at the right block. The put up and good. Ashland-Greenwood on the board. Cooper Westerhold with 2 hands.
Yeah, Westerhold, he's so good at elevating at the rim. Couldn't have done it much better defensively. That just speaks to great offense from Ashland-Greenwood.
Westerhold, a consistent double-digit score. He's found double figures in 20 of 26 games this season. McCullough with a spin move on Cottrell inside, and he finds 2 more.
Look at the spacing that the Crusaders are playing with right now. An obvious 4 out, 1 in, allowing their big fella to work.
Wild pass settled down by Cooper Westerhold. Carter McCullough wasn't one of our key players, but I think he's an X factor today for Lincoln Christian, as is Kittrell here, who misses the 3, chases down his miss, and it goes out of bounds back the other way to Lincoln Christian. And our first substitution of the game is Logan Fangmeyer, a usual starter, in for Cooper Westerhold.
Just love the effort here from Kittrell, following his own shot, just loses the handle there on the offensive board. And you mentioned the 6'7" McCullough. He is definitely going to be an X factor for the Crusaders.
He's got all 4 on the scoreboard for Lincoln Christian here in the first. Off the dribble, Turner Holen backed it out to the corner and threw it back up top to Toro.
Holen might have had a crease there, but a little hesitation. He's got to go.
Holen, spin move in the lane, a nifty move, putting the defense in a blender and putting it off the window for 2.
There it is. That was the drive he was looking for initially when he was going left to right. That time taking advantage, going right to left, Jake.
Logan Fangmeyer just checked in off the bench, flashed to the basket and didn't have the angle to put up a shot from the block. The physical, Derek Tonjes, triple teamed in the paint, somehow got a shot off and didn't get it to fall.
Crusaders sliding into that man-to-man defense with quick help on Tonjes.
Intercepted pass, Cale Kissinger bringing down the house.
Yeah, you're not going to get away with too many of those skip passes against a defense like this.
2-point game after the tomahawk jam by Cale Kissinger. And a missed shot there, rebound offensive attempt by Lincoln Christian, but Ashland-Greenwood comes down with it and goes back in transition.
And was there any doubt Kissinger was going to go for the flush?
I don't think so.
Not at all. He was getting above the rim for sure on that fast break.
6'2", 180. A lot of strength in that 6'2" frame. Logan Fangmeyer from the corner rattles it home, and Ashland-Greenwood strikes their first lead of the day.
And that's how Ashland-Greenwood can spread you out. You put so much focus in, clogging up the lane. Don't let anything outside. They got shooters on the perimeters, too, as well.
They are not afraid to shoot the three. 33% from beyond the arc. Neither is Lincoln Christian, and Turner Holen knocks down the triple for the answer.
Holen with a quick 5 points right on time for the Crusaders.
Our first quarter today brought to you in part by Yankton Medical Clinic, Norfolk. We are building a legacy, a patient at a time, one generation at a time, from family practice to expert specialists. We're here for you today and every day. And maybe not every day because they don't play every day, but there for Ashland-Greenwood a lot is Derek Tonjes.
I would say he's an everyday type of a guy. Did you see the body control there as he took on the contact and was still able to just keep his wherewithal and go high off the glass? Keep that touch.
McCullough, 4 points in the game. The spin move, the lefty layup won't go, and the rebound secured by Ashland-Greenwood.
Yeah, Kittrell's just giving up a little height, but he just has to hang in there.
Logan Fangmeyer back the other way, trying to draw the charge was Torrell, but they give the call the other way. Chance at a three-point play here for 10 and White.
Yeah, the Blue Jays are just so good at running the court. When they get into the open court, Jake, look out. They know how to finish.
A couple of subs into the ball game. Jackson Perkins, the senior post, and Ben Moss, also a senior, checking in to give a few Crusaders a breather, as Logan Fangmeyer will go to the line to try and give Ashland-Greenwood a three-point lead in what's been a highly contested first quarter.
Fangmeyer is just such a complete player. He's good at scoring, rebounding, passing. He's one of those stat stuffers. He doesn't lead the team in scoring, but he's more than capable when called upon.
Free throw good. Both teams, Andy, shooting 50% to start the ball game.
Yeah, impressive offensive sets for both sides here. Playing with good patience, working the ball around, limiting turnovers.
Back pass to Dawson Tees. He swings it to his right. Off the bench, Perkins reached in on, and a foul called on Cale Kissinger, the first foul of the ball game on the Blue Jays.
I really like that call. That sends a message. We don't mind you guys being physical, but when you overdo it, when you get that arm in there, and you're going to see the foul here on this LNK Lincoln Airport instant replay. There it is, that left arm.
Good call, Andy. And again, our instant replay brought to you in part, as Andy said, by the Lincoln Airport. Fly easy, fly local, fly LNK. 100 seconds to go here in the first. 12-9 Ashland-Greenwood. That's the largest lead for the Blue Jays in the early going. Perkins off the bench. Hands it off to Matthew Witt. Tees. Down to 10 seconds on the shot clock as he rips it inside to Perkins. Perkins, the hook shot for two. Up and over. Derek Tonjes, that's a tough shot.
My goodness, the 6'5 senior getting it done. That was nothing but nylon. Silky smooth.
Barely made the net move at all.
I know.
Logan Fangmeyer hit a three just a couple possessions ago and then had the three-point play for the Blue Jays. He's got 6 points to lead the game in scoring. Fangmeyer has it again. To his left, Jack Johnson. Three won't go. Offensive rebound and a putback. Westerhold for two. And the Blue Jays get two more.
That's what you really got to admire about the Blue Jays. Everybody's more than willing to crash the boards. 5 complete players out on the court at each and every moment.
Deflected pass, but it ended up in the hands of Matthew Witt. As well as the defense has been played by both sides in this one, Andy, we're still seeing quality looks on both ends.
We really are. I mean, no empty possessions, good looks, good generated shots. See, there you go. Nice little drive down the left side. Getting to the foul line is Moose.
Foul called against Ashland-Greenwood. Logan Fangmeyer with his first of the game. Second team foul of the quarter. Ashland-Greenwood has hit 5 of their last 6 field goal attempts. It's really flipped the script on this first quarter, but a chance to get this to a 1-point game for the senior Ben Moss.
And if you look at the shot chart, they're coming from all over the place. Yeah. 3-point land at the rim, driving across the lane, the floater. I mean, they can get you from anywhere on the court.
Moss, a free throw shooter of 55% this season. The district final against Bridgeport only had 2 points, and after making the first, a chance to match that total right here. Misses the second, and the rebound secured by the Blue Jays. And Mose brings it across the timeline.
Mo's going to walk it up. He's going to show some patience here. Going to try and run out the clock, get that last shot.
2-point game. Chance to make it a 2-score game for the Blue Jays. Mose kicks to the corner. Fangmeyer looking for another 3. Finds it late in the clock, and that brings us to the end of the first quarter. Logan Fangmeyer, 9 points in the early going for AGHS. And it's the Blue Jays with a 5-point lead. 17-12. Haymakers being thrown by both sides of the early going. Cale Kissinger back the other way, jamming it home.
Don't forget to follow
Ann has been a long-time UBT customer. One day, she was being scammed. We secured her funds and got her set up with new accounts. I just think, if my grandma was in that situation, what would I want someone to do for her?
I hope he doesn't mind that I give him a hug, too.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Auto Central in Kearney. From cost-effective daily drivers to luxury cars that match your style, Auto Central is sure to have the ride you're looking for. Ignite the fire and find peace. And by Union Bank and Trust. Your money has people. From the heart of Nebraska to across the state, RMV Construction is building more than just structures. We're building trust. RMV Construction has grown from humble beginnings to become a trusted name across central Nebraska and beyond. With unmatched craftsmanship, cutting-edge innovation, and an unwavering commitment to customer satisfaction, we deliver projects on time, on budget, and above expectations. Trusted, local, proven. RMV Construction in Kearney and Lincoln. Let's build your vision together.
Fun for all ages at the NSAA Boys Basketball State Tournament here at the Devaney Center. You've got games over at Pinnacle Bank Arena. Great time of year, Andy.
It really is. They start them young over at Ashland-Greenwood, don't they?
They do indeed. They got a good thing going at both of these schools with their youth programs, as well as just good fan support. Tough shot, left-hand floater wouldn't go for Turner Holen. Andy, your thoughts on the first quarter? 17-12, Ashland-Greenwood, end of one. Make it 19-12. Check that. A charge going to be called here against the Blue Jays.
Just solid performances across the board. Yes, we knew both teams played great defense. I was impressed with Lincoln Christian coming out in that zone, causing turnovers, causing problems early. They had to switch to a man-to-man. Ashland-Greenwood made that adjustment, got out in the open court a couple times to take that lead. A slim 5-point lead right now.
And there's a look at Cale Kissinger and Tyler Craven on the bench, assistant coach. And Kissinger, a Concordia commit whose brother Brooks plays there right now, a first-team All-GPAC player last season. Ashland-Greenwood's got somewhat of a pipeline to Concordia.
Bulldogs going to get some more dogs out of Ashland-Greenwood area.
They do indeed. Dane Jacobs there as well. Jamison Tees, nice take to the basket.
Tees did a fantastic job maneuvering around that last defender on his way to the rim.
Jamison Tees, 11 points, 5.6 rebounds per game. 6 games where he's found at least 15. Baseline drive, and he had his foot on the baseline, did Cooper Westerholt.
Right there is a zone defense using that baseline as a friend.
Inbound bounced into play. Turner Holen finds Cooper Torrell. Torrell is yet to score today. Leading scorer right now for the Crusaders is Turner Holen. Okay. Ball loose. Kicked back out. 3 ball. Around but not down. The putback cleaned up by Dawson Tees. The 3 was missed by Holen. And Tees was there to make it a 1-point game.
Jamison and Dawson Tees, that was all of them. With the turnover, the wherewithal, the kick out, the putback, all of it.
Team basketball, complementary basketball right now is the key, I think, for Lincoln Christian, as you see them scramble on Derek Tonjes, and they nearly had the steal.
Yeah, I really like how that defense is well aware of where number 23 is. They collapse in. They're kind of showing their cards here. If you're going to beat us, it's not going to be through number 23 on the offensive end.
Our second quarter today brought to you in part by John Henry's Our Family, Serving Yours. Off the inbound, pass up top to Logan Fangmeyer, who has 9 points to lead all scorers in the ball game right now. Dish inside and back out to Fangmeyer. Dribbled it off his foot and picking it up on the far sideline is Torrell. Oh, what a pass. A beautiful dish. Jamison Tees to Dawson Tees. The Tees connection for the lead for LCHS.
You're exactly right. 4-5 connection once again, getting it done for Lincoln Christian.
Landon Mose bounces it to Fangmeyer. Derek Tonjes, only 2 points in the ball game, a 17-point score, and he finds 2 more to double that total. Floater in the lane, and Ashland-Greenwood back up by 1.
Yeah, some things you just can't stop, and Tonjes getting his, that might be one of them.
You know, if you're Lincoln Christian right now, Andy, obviously I think it's fair to say Ashland-Greenwood was the favorite coming in. Staying in the ball game, being in it late, having a chance, how important is it?
It's extremely important. Just hang around, and then have some breaks go your way at the end. That's really all you can ask for in a 2-7 matchup.
Straight away, 3 off the mark. Rebound high in the sky. It's anyone's ball, and Tonjes comes up with it in the front court for Ashland-Greenwood. Oh, Tonjes, what a move into the lane. And the official on our side of the floor wanted to call a charge. The other blew the whistle for the foul. They're going to get together and discuss this, and it is a foul against Dawson Tees. We're going to get a look at it.
I really liked how the officials came together there and talked over that call. And the official that was underneath, closest to it, stuck to his call, saying, no, I got the foul on the floor, the defensive foul. We're going to the foul line.
And that's just communication, right? I mean, that's what you want to see out of the officiating staff. So Tonjes, chance for a 3-point play. He's come alive here in this second quarter. And he sinks the free throw.
Quick look at the student section there. Look like the baseball team and those sharp-looking pinstripes have made the trip to Lincoln.
Colorful uniform, especially the way the sky blue pops off those navy blues.
Yeah, blue on blue. Okay.
You like it. 5 minutes to go here in the first half. 22-18 Ashland-Greenwood, tie of their largest lead. McCullough throws one inside, and the deflection knocked away by Dawson Tees.
Seen that a couple of times where the pass is just a little too telegraphed from Lincoln Christian. Blue Jay defense, they're not going to allow that to slide.
Fangmeyer throws it back up top to Cale Kissinger. Kissinger to his right, and Fangmeyer dropped it down inside.
Good rotation in this zone.
Pass left. 3 ball by Kissinger. Oh, contested, and he spun it home. And a timeout called by Lincoln Christian. Largest lead of the game for Ashland-Greenwood. They lead it 25-18. Chad Hansen going to talk things over with his group.
From beyond the arc or on the attack, the Blue Jays are everywhere.
State tournament basketball continues on NCN.
Landmark Implement is your local authorized John Deere dealer. Landmark's trained and certified sales staff will help you find the right equipment for your needs, all backed by Landmark's extensive parts and service network. Whether it's a tractor, planter, combine, lawn and garden tractor, or gator, every piece of equipment in our inventory is ready to work hard for your operation. Landmark's team works together to make sure everything that is sold meets their quality standards. Stop by your local Landmark Implement or learn more at landmarkimp.com to experience the Landmark difference.
Point game, largest leads thus far for Ashland-Greenwood, who leads by 7. Dish pass inside, and good defense by the Blue Jays on Jackson Perkins.
Christian got the penetration they were looking for, just a little hiccup on the release.
Logan Fangmeyer, one-hand bounce pass inside. Westerholt spins in the lane, found the positioning and didn't have the shot. And Lincoln Christian, big stop on their first defensive possession out of the timeout. Driving in the lane, Turner Holen reached in on, and official signaled for 2 there. They catch a foul here against the Blue Jays.
Yeah, they're going to say it was on the floor, and you saw it. Mose was leaning on him pretty heavy on his way to the...
Foul on Mason Mose for Ashland-Greenwood. Free throw up and left short by Turner Holen. Scoring drought of 2 minutes and 20 seconds right now for Lincoln Christian, and as a result, an 8-0 run for Ashland-Greenwood.
But this last possession, that's the aggressiveness that I'm looking for Turner, or from Turner Holen. As soon as he saw that little crease, got after it, head down with the left hand, getting to the rim, knocking down the back end of his free throws.
Holen, yes, he goes 1 of 2, making the second, back to a 6-point game. That ends that scoring drought for the Crusaders. Ashland-Greenwood firing on all cylinders here to start the second. Kissinger drives in the lane, dishes it off to a wide open Jack Johnson for 2, and it's an 8-point lead.
Crusaders moving into man-to-man defense. Blue Jays know how to handle that.
Lincoln Christian getting a little sped up on both ends of the floor, Andy, and Ashland-Greenwood is saying, thank you very much.
Well, there's a turnover created on the kick out.
They did indeed take it away. That was Jamison Tees, who averages over a steal per game this season, 2 steals per game in the postseason. In the lane, spin move off the back iron on a shot, went Turner Holen. 8-point Ashland-Greenwood lead.
Here we go. Ashland-Greenwood getting into the half-court set. Coaching staff barking out orders.
Mose passed it off left to Logan Fangmeyer. Jacob Mose has been so successful, Andy, at Ashland-Greenwood. Over 220 wins this season, and obviously 3 state championships.
Yeah, over his career, pretty impressive stat line. And we talked about it. The recent success is just wild for Ashland-Greenwood in their program.
Kissinger fouled to go to the line. You see the stats there: 5 points, 2 rebounds, and an effective 2 for 2 from the field.
Yeah, it really boded well for him that he was able to get that steal, turn defense into offense, and then, of course, in that energetic way, the slam dunk to kind of start his offensive night.
Missed the back iron there on the free throw. Stick around for our halftime show. We'll have highlights in this first half, which are brought to you in part by Sauter Heyman Jewelers. Stunning engagement collections, exceptional diamonds, and dazzling gemstones can be found at their Lincoln and Grand Island locations. Second free throw here for Cale Kissinger. Blue Jays now 2 of 3, the free throw line this afternoon. Kissinger goes 0 for 2.
Jamison Tees is going to take a seat here for Lincoln Christian. Get a little breather heading into the break. This feels like a pivotal point, doesn't it, for Lincoln Christian? They got to kind of keep pace with the Blue Jays. Can't let them extend that lead much further.
Getting this down to a score or 2 deficit would be, I think, a huge win for Chad Hansen's group. Oh, driving in the lane, drawing contact and nearly sinking the fadeaway. It was Cooper Toro, and he'll go to the line off the foul by Landon Mose.
Yeah, once again, just great spacing there from the Crusaders and their offense. Everyone kind of getting out of the way, allowing for that dribble drive to develop from Cooper Toro.
Mose's first free throw is good. Terrell's first free throw is good off the Mose foul. 70% free throw shooter is Cooper Toro this season. That's the best clip of anybody on LCHS. It's been a struggle at the line so far today, 2 of 4, but a big 2 free throws sunk there by 22 in blue.
And it pushes it back to a 2-possession game. This is where the Crusaders want to be. They have to be.
Landon Mose spins away from DeHaan and passed it off to his left. Jack Johnson had an emphatic 2-hand lay-in a couple possessions ago. Here's Derek Tonjes parting the seas, and he doesn't get the shot to go. 2 Blue Jays go crumbling down and back the other way. A big deflection by Logan Fangmeyer to save a bucket. What a play, given they were down 5 on 3.
I was going to say, Lincoln Christian had numbers. They tried to force one down the court. They could have still dribbled it up and tried to exploit the mismatch as far as the 5 on 3.
Stick around for our halftime show, brought to you in part by RMV Construction. Trusted, local, proven. That's RMV, as well as Nebraska Farm Bureau. 90 seconds until that halftime show. Big couple of possessions here, momentum-wise, for Lincoln Christian. McCullough dropped it inside. Dawson Tees gets tied up. Desperation pass for an open 3. Oh, Toro too strong, and a rebound collected on a long jump by Derek Tonjes.
Pretty good look. Terrell got there, leaked out behind the defense after the double team converged.
Tonjes will drive in the lane.
Wow.
Parts the seas again. This time, the 2-hand lay-in to get Ashland-Greenwood's lead back up to 8.
Feels like that's unstoppable when he makes his mind up to get to the rack.
That's a tie of the largest advantage today for the Blue Jays. Lincoln Christian shooting at 42%. They trail by 8. On the flip side, Ashland-Greenwood with that make by Tonjes, now 60% from the field.
Yeah, just shooting the lights out, and it's against a really good defensive effort from the Crusaders as well.
Driving in, left-hand layup off the mark. DeHaan is fouled. Ashland-Greenwood's fans thought that one was clean. Here you see it on our LNK instant replay. A lot of contact, kind of sandwiched between two white jerseys.
Right, kind of take your pick. There's contact from both defenders there. Good drive, cutting across the lane, right to left.
2 free throws for DeHaan, who's a 74% free throw shooter this season. And he missed the first. Andy, we talk about it a lot at the state tournament. Neither one of these teams necessarily lights out of the free throw line. Ashland-Greenwood 56% of the season, Lincoln Christian just above 60. But when you come to the Devaney Center in PBA, there's always an adjustment from beyond the arc and at the free throw line.
Well, there is, because a lot of high school gymnasiums, especially, Class C1, C2, there's a wall right behind the backboard. That's not the case here. A lot of open space, fans, a lot to deal with. And let's be honest, there's a heightened level of energy. This is state tournament basketball.
Second one did fall, and that makes it a 7-point ball game as Ashland-Greenwood looks content to slow this thing down and hold it for the final shot heading into the locker room.
Jacob Mose hollering in his last offensive set.
Derek Tonjes off the dribble, the spin move. Got it to go with 6 seconds remaining in the half. And now a steal. Logan Fangmeyer was able to spin the basketball back to Mose. And unfortunately for the Blue Jays, the horn sounds. And that brings us to the end of the first half. 31-22, Ashland-Greenwood, their largest lead of the ball game as we head to the locker room. Andy, quick thoughts.
Well, on that last play, it looks like Benjamin Moss might have got his eye poked out there, but you got to love the effort from really both teams, but Lincoln Christian trying to match Ashland-Greenwood, but the player we highlighted, Derek Tonjes, when he makes up his mind to be a threat on offense, look out. He is starting to connect and heat up on the offensive end.
11 points, 3 rebounds for Derek Tonjes. More stats, highlights coming up on our halftime show. Stick around.
All right, I'm John Stewart. I served almost 27 years in the Air Force. After I retired, I became very ill from Agent Orange exposure, and I lost everything we owned. One night, I sat there and practiced with a shotgun to kill myself. I said, well, I can't do this to my wife. So I went and got help, and as years passed, I became an ordained minister, and I work with veterans and trying to help people and get them to help others too.
If anxiety, addiction, or hopeless thoughts feel overwhelming, text HOME to 741-741 for support.
Fuel up for the big game at Speedy Mart on 238th Street in Greenwood. Open 24 hours. We've got the winning lineup, hot coffee, ice cold drinks, and tasty snacks. Plus, daily specials smoked fresh in our smoker. Need a pit stop? Our bathrooms are the cleanest around. And our friendly staff always makes you feel like part of the home team. Don't get sidelined. Score big on convenience at Speedy Mart, Greenwood.
Visit Wayne State College and you're likely to hear,
I got this.
From students pursuing their careers in nursing.
I got this.
Or in our business and industrial technology programs.
I got this.
Or in NCAA athletics.
You got this.
And especially at graduation.
I got this.
With 130 programs of study, manageable costs, and automatic scholarships for all first-time freshmen, you'll be saying,
I'm so doing this.
Get started at ExploreWayneStateCollege.com.
31-22, Ashland-Greenwood leading Lincoln Christian at the break. That's the 2 seed ahead of the 7 seed by 9. Andy Klassen, Jake Bartecki. Andy, for Lincoln Christian, they got off to a great start, hit a lot of shots early on, but struggles towards the end of the first half. No field goals in the last 6 minutes.
I really like how they started the game on the offensive end, and that was utilizing McCullough and Perkins, their 2 centers, back-to-back, working the ball inside, sometimes forcing the ball inside. They can't get too far away from that. That's where they're having success early. Credit the Blue Jays for making that adjustment and trying to negate that, once we got into that flow of the game.
And McCullough had the first 4 points of the game for Lincoln Christian. Derek Tonjes, 11 points right now at the break. He really got it going in the second half. You saw the double team, sometimes a triple team of blue jerseys on him in the paint. How did he kind of break that in the second quarter?
Oh, you can just look to the coaching staff. Coach Mose there making some adjustments, widening out that offense, playing with better space, not allowing that double and triple team to get to Tonjes. They also just allowed him to create on his own. Get him the ball at the top of the key. Say, you want to go right, go left, go left. When you have a play like Don, just you let him create.
And he creates a lot of zone space in the lane. He's done that for a majority of this first half. Let's take a look at some of the stats because there's a few trends I want to take a look at here, Andy. One of the main ones is the field goal percentage for Ashland-Greenwood, 62%, and Lincoln Christian at 42%. That's not bad either.
No.
How impressive is 62% at the state tournament?
Well, it's just off the charts, like you said. It just grabs your eye, and the way that they're able to just methodically work the ball into the lane, even though Lincoln Christian's making an effort to take that away and playing pretty good defense, really speaks to how capable Ashland-Greenwood they are at driving the ball and the many different threats they have on offense.
Yeah, and right now turnovers being won by Lincoln Christian. They only have 3, 6 for Ashland-Greenwood. The rebounding battle 13-8 in favor of the Blue Jays. Let's take a look at our halftime highlights, which are brought to you in part by Sartor Heyman Jewelers. Stunning engagement collections, exceptional diamonds, and dazzling gemstones can be found at their Lincoln and Grand Island locations. On the floor right now, the Ashland-Greenwood Blue Jay dancers. But let's take a look at the action here. You mentioned McCullough. He had the first 4 points of the game. A nifty move in the lane there for 2.
Yeah, and a couple times they might not have got the look they wanted at Phil Rush, but it doesn't matter. You got to play to your strengths, and that is the 6'7" Carter McCullough.
Driving in the lane again for the Blue Jays there with points in the paint. Turner Hole, and here's Cale Kissinger, the slam and jam for 2.
And that really ignited the Blue Jay offense, and it came from the defensive end. Defense turning into offense.
Logan Fangmeyer had 9 points at the end of the first quarter to lead all scorers. He's still second in that category right now to Derek Tonjes with 11. And again, talk about transition and points in the paint. Dawson Tees with a beautiful feed from Jamison. I get those mixed up a little bit.
Yeah, whether it's Jamison or Dawson Tees, they had quite a run there in the second quarter that really kept the Crusaders in it.
And there's Derek Tonjes, who we talked about just being able to create his own space for 2 points. He has a game-high 11 right now at the break. We will step aside when we come back. Doug Duda standing by. He's going to tell us a little bit about something kind of neat that Dane Jacobson, a former Ashland-Greenwood Blue Jay, now a Concordia Bulldog, the brother of Husker Cale Jacobson, is doing part of today's game. Don't go anywhere.
So this yellow jacket, it basically symbolizes that it's showtime.
The Yellow Jackets are a throwback to Monday Night Football.
The 1970s, Keith Jackson, Howard Cosell.
That was the big broadcast in the country. Now we're the big broadcast in Nebraska.
When News Channel Nebraska is covering a game, we want you to know that we take it seriously. We want to dress sharp. We have pride in what we do.
And we're going to wear those yellow jackets to show people that we're a little old school, but we're also the important broadcast of the night.
My family's been farming since the early 1900s, and it's still where we like to call home. I get to go out to the field. I get to see farmers. When they have someone that actually experienced it, they're more willing to open up and talk to you a lot more. They just kind of become a part of you.
Center halftime 31-22 Ashland-Greenwood. Oh boy, they seem to play some of the same schools every year, but they got somebody different this year in Lincoln Christian, and they're trying to get the job done. One of the fun things here is Ashland-Greenwood has definitely had some of their alum go on to play some really good basketball in college. We all know that Cale Jacobson is doing a great job with the Huskers, and we know that Sam Hoiberg is trying to get into a little bit of radio broadcasting, doing some Husker work. Well, at Concordia, we've got Brooks Kissinger, and we've got the little brother of Cale, Dane, and he is helping out with the radio broadcast here today for Ashland-Greenwood. He is a great basketball player in his sophomore year. He averaged 13 points this year for the Concordia Bulldogs. And then, of course, Brooks, a year older than him, was a first-team all-conference selection, averaging 22 points this year for a Concordia team that went 19-12. And you can see a few Concordia Bulldog sweatshirts, coaches, and some of their current players are with us here today as well. So maybe some future broadcasters, Ashland-Greenwood alum, moving on to that next level. And it's fun. I think they're having some fun over there with that. So we'll see how those careers pan out for these young men. Halftime 31-22. We'll be back with more, including a little look at what the coaches had to say in just a moment.
My name is Andrina, and his name is Asaya. I am an international student from Malawi. When I got here, I was in a relationship, and we found out that I was pregnant. So I chose life, and that's a really good thing in my life, because then God also did great things. And yeah, we're making it in life together.
Pregnant and unsure where to turn? Contact Christian Family Care, cfcare.org.
Our halftime show is brought to you by RMV Construction and by Nebraska Farm Bureau.
31-22, Ashland-Greenwood, the 2-seed leading 7-seed Lincoln Christian. At the half, our halftime show is brought to you in part by RMV Construction. If you have a construction project that needs built, RMV is the company you need to call. RMV Construction has proudly constructed more than 50 WIC buildings across the state, including this one north of Amherst. WIC buildings are post-framed, pre-engineered metal building systems made with better materials for a better building. RMV Construction will help you expand your ag operation, create your next barn dominium, or develop commercial space by constructing a WIC building with unmatched durability, energy efficiency, and design flexibility. RMV Construction. Offices in Kearney and Lincoln. Trusted, local, proven. Again, a 9-point lead for Ashland-Greenwood here at the break. Over at Pinnacle Bank Arena, Omaha Skutt Catholic up by 7 in the 1-8 matchup on Lincoln Pius X, 24-17. If you want to know where we will be with our next broadcast on News Channel Nebraska, feel free to check us out on social media, on X, formerly Twitter. That's at NCN Sports. NCN Sports now on Facebook and YouTube, and at NCN Sports on Instagram. We'll step aside. Second half is coming up.
Ashoff Construction of Osmond does it all when it comes to general contracting. From agricultural storage buildings to commercial office buildings, retail warehouses to concrete contracting. The AGI Sentinel buildings help safeguard crops and valuable assets, and Ashoff's professional builders handle the job from the design through the completion of the build. For a free estimate, contact Dylan Price, Scott Pullman, or Brandon Ruki. Call 402-748-3551 today. Visit AshoffConstruction.com for more information. It's the Declaration of Deal sales event. Head to William Crowder Company in O'Neill, your trusted Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram dealership with the selection you want and the service you deserve. From powerful new Ram trucks to adventurous Jeeps and family-ready SUVs, William Crowder Company is also your local marine center featuring Lund boats built for fishing, fun, and making memories on the water, with several options for the serious fisherman or woman. William Crowder Company in O'Neill. Drive it, tow it, boat it, and love it.
And welcome back to halftime here at the Devaney Center on NCN. Well, 6 minutes without a field goal to end that half for Lincoln Christian, yet they're only down by 9. Coach Hansen very positive going into the halftime locker room, especially with the lack of turnovers. They had 17 turnovers the first time that these two teams played, and it was 3 or 4 here in the first half of play. So he says he loves that. He's just got to take a little bit better care on defense, rebounding a key. Coach Bose says it wasn't our best half. Both coaches says we might have had a little nerves out there, even if Ashland-Greenwood has been here before. He says that's something that happens from time to time. They're not going to change a whole lot. He's comfortable with what they're doing. Says just got to be better. And that's what happens when you're one of the top teams in the state year in and year out. Just do you. And that was kind of the message for Ashland-Greenwood. So 9-point lead for them here at the half. Jake and Andy, back to you.
All right, thank you, Doug. Interesting. Both teams, a little bit of nerves. I mean, Ashland-Greenwood's been here before. These guys at Lincoln Christian obviously haven't, but just shows state tournament. It's an emotional game.
It really is, and we mentioned the energy levels are up a notch or two, and it should be. We're at the Bob Devaney Sports Center here at the John Cook Arena in a primetime type of a matchup. I really like how both coaches clearly stated to Doug, we don't want to get outside of ourselves. We took a lot of positives from that first half. We want them to translate once again here in the second half. If I'm Lincoln Christian, that's exactly how I want to start the second half. It's the same way I started the first half. Work the ball inside. Be patient. Have productive offensive sets.
Well, when these two teams played back on December 29th, Ashland-Greenwood ended up winning by 8. They led by 8 at the half. They lead by 9 now. How can Lincoln Christian take what they learned from that game at the end of December here to today with a similar halftime deficit?
Yeah, just don't get sped up. And we mentioned that about midway through that second quarter, that second period, where the Blue Jays obviously sped up the Crusaders, got them into their kind of a track meet style of a game, and it all started with that turnover where we saw Kissinger with the monster jam running, streaking down the other side of the court after a steal.
Well, it'll be the Blue Jays to start the second half with the basketball. Landon Mose drops it off to Cooper Westerhold, and we're underway here in the third quarter. Westerhold wasting no time. Off the window for 2.
Just being methodical, working across the lane, not afraid to elevate and go one-on-one.
It's now a 10-0 run going back to the first half for the Blue Jays.
It is. There's the matchup.
And McCullough got blocked by Cottrell, and he'll go to the free throw line.
Yeah, so just like we speculated, Crusaders going right back to their bigs. The center, Carter McCullough, the 6'7" sophomore, battling underneath.
Kittrell's first foul of the game sends McCullough to the line, and he misses the first front iron. Not a great free throw shooter, 56% on the season. Lincoln Christian on the ball game today, now 1 of 6. And he missed them both.
So that'll be something to keep in mind, especially Ashland-Greenwood. You know, that we talk about their depth. They can kind of roll the dice and be a little physical, and if they throw them to the line, well, percentages kind of bode well for us right now.
Landon Mose, beautiful dish off to Westerhold, and he got swatted by McCullough, and the ball picked up in the corner by Jamison Tees.
Jake, that's why I love zone defense. It keeps your center, your bigs down around the rim, protecting that rim.
The right block. Swung back out. Open three-point look, and that one off the mark for Cooper Torrell. Three-point shot has not worked for Lincoln Christian today. They're 1 of 6 from deep.
Goodness. I mean, that's a really good offensive set. That's 2 good offensive sets there for Lincoln Christian. They come up empty on both accounts.
Tonjes in the lane, swung it to the corner. Passing up a good look for a better look was Mose, and Kittrell couldn't hit the 3 from the corner. And we've got bodies on the floor looking for the basketball, and able to secure it with the timeout is Lincoln Christian. We'll pause with them here. See a scramble. Both teams laying it all out on the line in this quarterfinal. Back after this.
I spend with purpose because I bank with purpose at Liberty First Credit Union. With my Liberty Plus checking account, I can earn extra cash just for spending on everyday things, like groceries, online or in-store purchases, and lunch. At Liberty First, anyone can join, so start earning money to spend on the things you love. Start banking with purpose. Start banking with Liberty First Credit Union.
Another great day at the state tournament being enjoyed by all. 33-22, Ashland-Greenwood leading Lincoln Christian. Blue Jays in pursuit of another state championship.
See that young man, he already had some nets around his neck. Was that like a youth tournament from earlier in the week, or was that the nets from a couple seasons ago? Where'd he get those?
Or maybe he's manifesting another championship. Trouble for Lincoln Christian out of the timeout as that one's thrown out of bounds. 4th turnover of the game. It's just a little too tall for McCullough in the paint.
Yeah, and just a good denial there from Kittrell, understanding where Lincoln Christian was trying to get the ball, making things very difficult for them to feed the post.
Kissinger with a backdoor feed inside to Barrett Kittrell. And Ashland-Greenwood continues to grow this lead. It's up to 13.
Blue Jays are so good with that extra pass.
Cooper Torrell only has 2 points in the game, along with a couple of boards. Kittrell grabs the rebound for the Blue Jays and dishes it back off to Landon Mose.
And right there you saw Ashland-Greenwood get a little physical underneath, kind of rolling the dice, but that's okay. If they don't draw a whistle, all the more better for them to stay in that physical defensive style of mode.
One thing you will not see Lincoln Christian do is take their foot off the gas. You could say the same thing about Ashland-Greenwood, but one of the things that Chad Hansen says he likes most about his team is their drive and their commitment to not quit.
Yeah.
Kittrell double teamed, and that opened a beautiful feed across the lane for Westerholt.
Jake, you know I'm a sucker for a good bounce pass. You're not going to see one better than that, especially from a big fella.
Is that your favorite one you've seen so far today?
So far.
And another turnover here for Lincoln Christian. Tonjes drives in and lays it in for two more. 39-22 in favor of Ashland-Greenwood.
Oh, you get those two in the open court, 2-on-1. Look out.
If a run's going to start to get Lincoln Christian back in this ball game, it's got to start right now. Looking to do just that is Holen. Slicing and dicing in the lane, and he got a little handsy and dribbled it off his foot. Going for the steal, Landon Mose was out of bounds, and this will stay with the Crusaders.
And right away, Holen comes up and says, hey, that's on me, that's on me. But I like that aggressive nature. He's trying to create some offense here.
Haven't seen a field goal for Lincoln Christian in the last 8 minutes, an entire quarter. Dish pass to the top of the key. Torrell. Head faked on Tonjes, and he wasn't fooled. Shot clock down to 2. Throwing up a tough shot with 2 seconds on the clock. It was Tees, and he was not able to get it to go, and a big chase down block for Torrell, and then he spins it away from Cale Kissinger. Transition 3, too strong out of the hands of Turner Holen. He chases down his own rebound, and getting lost in the defense was Jamison Tees, and was able to find the blank space.
Holen able to track down that his long miss there. Keeping his eyes up and aware of what's getting leaked out of the back. That's an open backdoor pass.
And Perkins and Moss ready to check in. 6'5" and 6'2" for Chad Hansen. And it might be time here for Lincoln Christian to try and initiate some size. Derek Tonjes gets the bucket to go. And for the second time today, he's going to the line for a three-point play.
Yeah, and defenders are being reminded just how physical Derek Tonjes can be.
An 1,000-point scorer enters the state tournament 10th in Class C1 scoring. Really impressive what he's been able to do. 15 points for the 19th time this season.
You know, and he's played on some squads that had, more than a couple elite scorers.
Tonjes 50% at the line this season. He's had one other free throw today, and it was for a three-point play. This one won't go, and the rebound secured by Perkins, who just checked in for the Crusaders. Torrell swings it to his left. He's able to find Ben Moss, who threw it down inside to Jackson Perkins, and he's fouled.
Good take by the senior Jackson Perkins. Getting one up on the rim, collecting the foul. That's really where Lincoln Christian has had their most success, feeding it to their post, whether it be through McCullough or Perkins.
Perkins at the line where he's 63% this season. Talk about some size and strength off the bench.
Yeah.
6'5", 210.
And I just love his experience as well. Giving you that senior leadership, good rebounder.
There's Chad Hansen, third-year head coach, where he's 38 and 35 at Lincoln Christian as Perkins sinks both free throws, and the lead is down to 15 for the Blue Jays.
Gonna extend that man-to-man defense out full court.
Tonjes swung it to his left, was able to pick up Fangmeyer. Oops. And a little trouble securing the pass was Jack Johnson, and then it was nearly thrown away. Tees was hunting for the pick six.
Yeah, Jack Johnson just trying to get the ball out of trouble, put it in harm's way again.
And now a foul on Cooper Torrell as he reached around and got the ball free. Going back the other way here in a substitution. Here's another look at it in the LNK instant replay. Fired up, Cooper Torrell.
Well, they got to be. If they're going to mount this comeback, they got to stay engaged, and that they are.
Bring the energy. That's what the kids would be saying. Or to the top of the key.
Nice steal.
Dish down inside. Perkins to Dawson Tees for two more. Tees has 6 points. And it's now a 13-point game.
Dawson with a heck of a job sealing off Tonjes of all defenders there. no easy task.
Yesterday, two teams blew 18-point advantages. One of them was in the fourth quarter as well. Omaha West Side, the 1 seed, came back from 18 down in the fourth to beat Lincoln High. We see a similar thing here. It's got to start now at the run. Cooper Westerhold answers a couple LC buckets with another of his own.
Westerhold's just so good at creating on his own. The 6'4" forward.
Moss gets tied up on the floor with Cooper Westerhold. Westerhold went down on the play, and you saw the whistle and the point by the official to catch Fangmeyer with a foul there, his second of the game.
You know what? These officials are doing a really nice job of balancing the foul calls and allowing the flow of the game to develop and continue, and also keeping things in check, in hand, right? We're not seeing a rock fight or anything like that.
And we've seen the communication, too, between the officials a couple of times, which is what you want to see if you've got differing of opinions. Perkins handles a long inbound with 2 minutes to go. The ball deflected out of bounds by Cooper Westerhold. We'll have another Lincoln Christian inbound from just to our left.
Cooper looking for the run out.
Exchange off the inbound. It's back to Ben Moss. Moss had gotten poked in the eye, as you mentioned, Andy, going to the break. Good to see him back out on the floor. Pass down inside and back out to the top of the key for Jackson Perkins. Inside, Dawson Tees. Whistle and a foul again here on Ashland-Greenwood, and that's their fourth. Tees foul and third.
Once again, Tees doing a heck of a job sealing off his guy and making himself available down low. They're taking advantage of that mismatch.
The inbound inside. What a great feed and a terrific finish by Cooper Torrell. And it's a 43-30 game.
Yep, miscommunication there defensively for the Blue Jays. Mose kind of palms up. They're like, hey, what happened? We didn't switch.
Kittrell bounces it to the top of the key. Mason Mose. We've seen him get a few minutes deep in the bench today for Jacob Mose. Here's a pass inside. Westerhold left it short. Ripped down his own rebound and got fouled.
Terrell looking for the jump ball call, not going to get it. Credit Westerhold following his shot, not giving up on the play. You know, you talked about it just a moment ago, the effort from both of these teams just off the scale.
Another foul there, inbound inside. Westerhold had a good look, lot of contact, no call. We've seen 6 total fouls here in this third quarter. Up the floor with the basketball, Cooper Torrell. Swung it to his right. And back up top, Dawson Tees.
Talk about the foul shooting woes really for both starting lineups. I think they're both okay with the low foul count.
Torrell flailing, trying to sell another one there, and we'll call this one just a deflection out of bounds off Westerhold. And Derek Ton just got a quick breather. He checks back into the ball game here as Cale Kissinger will come take a seat. The inbound. Moss. There's another high one back towards the half-court line up top. Torrell on Tonjes. Final minute of this third quarter, and Kittrell deflects one out of bounds with 3 seconds on the shot clock, so it's going to have to be something quick here for the Crusaders.
Yeah, that was a good aggressive play there from Kittrell, denying that entry pass.
Again, our instant replay today brought to you in part by Fly LNK. Fly easy, fly local. Fly LNK.
That's 5 rebounds now for Tonjes. Just a complete player. Make it 6 boards, 15 points.
Yeah, he's a double-double machine at times. 3 double-doubles this season. 18 games of 15 or more. Make it now 19. It is 15 and 6 today. Final 20 seconds here of the third quarter in the 7-2 quarterfinal. And a steal and a pass up floor. Turner Holand drives in with 10 seconds, gets blocked, chases it down on the sideline, and Lincoln Christian will try to reset. Maybe not. Bodies everywhere. Top of the key. Holand for 3 at the horn, and he left it short. And that brings us to the end of quarter number 3. A 13-point lead for Ashland-Greenwood. They grow it just a bit as we head to the fourth quarter. Your score, Ashland-Greenwood 43, Lincoln Christian 30.
name is Autumn Murphy. I'm from Spalding, Nebraska. God is always there for you no matter what. When I was about 5 years old, I fell down the stairs and I broke my arm. I've broke my arm 9 times since then, and I feel like God has really helped me get through that. And I just had a total reconstructive elbow transplant from a donor, and God had a perfect match for me. It's just something I'm really grateful for.
Visit with your local priest or pastor. A simple conversation can be the first step to discover the peace that comes from faith.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Wayne State College, devoted to student success for more than 100 years. And by Crotter Auto, William Crotter Company in Crotter Home Center in O'Neill, Nebraska.
13-point advantage for Ashland-Greenwood, who is in hopes of a 3rd state championship in the last 4 years.
Yep.
And their 2nd in a row. Things off to a good start. They haven't finished the job quite yet.
You're exactly right. They're in the driver's seat, though, with this 13-point lead heading into the 4th quarter. But as you mentioned, stranger things have happened at the state tournament this year alone.
No doubt about that. He's Andy Klassen. My name's Jake Bartecki, News Channel Nebraska. Proud to be here for another year of state tournament basketball, another week of state tournament basketball. Carter McCullough, out of every quarter break, Andy, they've looked right to him, and that's when he's found most of his points.
Really like his demeanor there, too, just going directly to the rim, not going to a spin move or anything like that, trying to work around a defender. Just go up over the top. You got the height.
Westerhold drives in, got tied up inside, and a foul called here against the Crusaders. McCullough gets the bucket to start the quarter, and then the foul to begin on the other end.
And I thought they were going to get to Hahn, and that would have been what the Crusader fans would have wanted there, protecting their big man, keeping him out of foul trouble. But it's only his 2nd.
Yeah, just his 2nd of the game. Really nobody in serious foul trouble. Cale Kissinger has 3 right now for Ashland-Greenwood, but that's really all you have to worry about if you're that man right there, Jacob Mose. 2nd one off the mark. The lead is 12 here for Ashland-Greenwood.
Quick mention that there was a scrum for the ball there at the end of that 3rd quarter, but great sportsmanship shown by Mason Mose, helping up Benjamin Moss.
Westerhold gets the steal and the bucket in transition. He was on Dawson Tees like a glove, found the loose change, and put it in for 2.
Elite defender.
1 minute gone by here in the 4th, and the lead up to 14 for the Blue Jays. Tough as nails defense for Ashland-Greenwood. Turner Holland to his left, and DeHaan misses the 3.
Oops.
And then trouble with the pass back up floor. Kissinger slams the gas and drives it in. The spin home for 2 more, and a timeout called by Lincoln Christian. Couldn't have drawn up a better start to the 4th if you're Jacob Mose. 48-32 Ashland-Greenwood. Cale Kissinger slamming on the gas again.
You're exactly right. You see him shift gears there and get into 5th gear in a hurry on his way to the rim.
16-point lead for the Blue Jays. 6:38 to go.
When quality matters, it starts at Scotty's Ranchland Foods in Valentine. They're known for the highest quality beef, carefully aged to perfection, alongside fresh, vibrant produce, and a deli famous for fresh, never frozen fried chicken. It's quality you can see. Home of Scotty's Meat RX. Scotty's Ranchland Foods in Valentine, Nebraska. A better cut every time.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Family Physical Therapy and Sports Center, getting you back in the game. Ignite the fire and find peace. And by The Seed House in O'Neill, Nebraska. A seed for every need.
6 minutes and 38 seconds remain in the first of 2 quarterfinal matchups this afternoon in the Class C1 bracket. We've already got 2 quarterfinals in the books. Ogallala, no problems with Syracuse, and DC West, Andy, their first ever state tournament win.
You know, they've had a pretty nice squad last couple of seasons. Good to see them have some success here on this stage.
No doubt about that. Coach Daling very fired up in our post-game interview. Always brings a lot of energy. Foul called here quickly out of the break. Eric Kittrell is hit with his second personal foul of the game, and it sends McCullough to the line for 2 more. 6 points in the ball game for McCullough. It's a tie of the scoring lead with Dawson Tees for the Crusaders, and the lefty shooter misses another free throw off the front iron.
Yeah, and this is a good place for Lincoln Christian to be, right? I mean, they got to make up some space here. The clock has stopped. They have the opportunity to score some points. There it is.
Lincoln Christian, 8 of 14 at the line this afternoon. The lead, 15 right now for the Blue Jays. Led by 9 at the break. Cooper Westerhold back to Kittrell.
And this is the versatility from the Blue Jays you just love to see. They're able to shift gears offensively, bleed some clock.
And get an open look for Mose. That one won't go. And Tanja secures the offensive rebound, just showing his strength down low.
You said it. That's something that gets lost in his game sometimes, is his overall strength.
And a transition 3. A nice answer there for the Crusaders. Grant DeHaan.
DeHaan getting it done.
There you go. I like the wordplay. Cooper Westerhold and Landon Mose were content to just walk that one up the floor. Up by 14 with 5.5 to go. Tonjes already has 13 and 4, but he turns this one over and up the floor in transition, able to beat the basket and get to the hoop. That's
goaltending.
Goaltending called against Ashland-Greenwood, so 2 points on the scoreboard here.
It's going to be Kissinger going up.
Yeah.
Smacking the backboard.
A lot happening there pretty quickly.
Yeah. Well, just the defensive intensity is kind of amped up here for Lincoln Christian, and why not? It's go time.
And you see him jump into a press there, and then Torrell wraps up Landon Mose. And Torrell's hit with his 3rd foul. That's the first Crusader with 3 infractions on the day.
You just feel that if they can get this within 10, with still a little bit of time to work with, let's say 3 minutes, it feels like a whole new game.
Kittrell inbounds it.
Much easier said than done, though.
Sure. Cooper Westerhold has it. He's got 13 and 4, second leading scorer on the ball game. And Westerhold, that's the 3rd time he's done that today, and he just lost sight of where he's at on the floor and steps out of bounds.
Well, we're talking about it shooting-wise. You know, you got to deal with all that space, that open space behind the rim. You're just not used to it as a ball handler either.
Driving in the lane. Turner Holen dishes it off to Jamison Tees, and he goes up and gets fouled. Tonjes went for the swat and caught him on the arm.
Absolutely love that offensive set. You got the drive in, the kick out, and look at the spacing. As soon as Holen kicked that ball back, he made way out of the lane, got out of there for Tees to work.
And this is where Lincoln Christian's run into a lot of problems today. 8 of 15 now at the line with the miss by Tees. And the lead stays at 12 for the Blue Jays with 4:54 remaining.
Just rims out on him.
Second one on its way. And that's an 0 for 2 trip as well for Jamison Tees.
Uh-oh.
Westerhold broke free, slams it home with 2 hands. Bringing down the house.
How many times that ball hit the court? 0.
Just like a quarterback to a tight end.
My goodness.
Tough shot here. Doesn't spin down for Cooper Torrell. And Mose is going to get harassed up the floor here by DeHaan.
You know, Westerhold does so many good things with the ball in his hands. You know, plays that wing position to forward. You lose sight of just how athletic that fella is. You saw it right there, getting well above the rim.
Sure did. 52-38, Ashland-Greenwood with the advantage. 4:27 to go in this one. We'll pause on NCN.
My family's been farming since the early 1900s, and it's still where we like to call home. I get to go out to the field. I get to see farmers. When they have someone that actually experienced it, they're more willing to open up and talk to you a lot more. They just kind of become a part of you.
My name is Ava Stewart, and I'm from Newcastle, Nebraska. My faith is significant for me in my everyday life. And a lot of that is because my parents have raised me in my faith very well. Whether I'm giving a speech, I take a deep breath, say a prayer right before I go out, or if it's the set point in a volleyball game. It's every unique moment that I have to remind myself that God is there and that the Holy Spirit is with me.
Visit with your local priest or pastor. A simple conversation can be the first step to discover the peace that comes from faith.
52-38 to go in our fourth quarter. Excuse me, 4:27 to go in our fourth quarter. 52-38, Ashland-Greenwood with the lead. Our fourth quarter brought to you in part by National Land Realty. Find lands for sale at nationalland.com. He's Andy Klassen. I'm Jake Bartecki, News Channel Nebraska. Proud to be here. We've got Doug Duda on the sidelines. It's a fun one to kick us off this afternoon.
Oh, no doubt. We knew it was a couple athletic squads up and down the roster, and we have been traded to a showcase of athleticism. Just saw it a moment ago from Westerhold going up over the top for the two-hand slam.
We saw Cale Kissinger tomahawk in the first half as well. We've seen a lot from this man here, Derek Tonjes, 17 points. A lot of contact, but the ball deflected down, and Jamison Tees throws it up floor. Rolling pass to Turner Holen. Torrell steps out of the three, drives for two. Kittredge grabs the rebound. They'll call a jump ball here, and that possession is going to Ashland-Greenwood either way.
Yeah, that's just kind of been the story here for the Crusaders. Too many times they've generated good looks, but the ball just kind of bounces out, rolls around the rim, and doesn't fall for them.
Semi-press put on by Chad Hansen and Lincoln Christian. Kind of back that off a little bit. Westerhold slows down, and McCullough comes out to guard him. That's the 6'7" center, just a sophomore for Lincoln Christian.
Jacob Mose, head coach of the Blue Jays, still being very intense on the sideline. He doesn't want to see this lead kind of bleed away.
That's a trait for Jacob Mose, and Ashland-Greenwood is playing to the very end.
Yeah.
Foul called here against Lincoln Christian on Tees. That's his first of the game. Westerhold guarded by McCullough, and McCullough will give up a foul here. That'll be the fourth team foul for the Crusaders here with 3:17 to go in the fourth.
Yeah, that's just a terrible mismatch that the Blue Jays exploited right away, and especially that far away from the rim.
This time it's Derek Tonjes to inbound. He flips this one into the backcourt. Westerhold shook off McCullough and threw it away. Terrific defense guarding the rim. DeHaan throws it up floor. Transition three on its way. And a bullseye from Turner Holen. We've got an 11-point game.
Yeah, fantastic turn of events there. You see what the Crusaders are doing. They're rolling the dice defensively, and they got to. Like you just said, it's go time.
And here's the press put on by Chad Hansen. A trap underneath. And Mose is able to bounce it to an open Tonjes.
He just casually walks it up, advances it over the half-court line.
He's played in a lot of these games, knows how to finish, both in the game and at the rim. Derek Tonjes falling to his feet, adds two more. He's got 19, a game high. We have another timeout. 54-41, Ashland-Greenwood in front. Derek Tonjes, the Concordia commit, putting on a show in the North Bottoms.
When your plumbing needs attention, trust the experts at John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, Air, and Electrical. No matter the size of the job, John Henry's brings extensive expertise to handle everything your home's plumbing system requires. So whether your drain is clogged, your water heater needs an upgrade, or you want to remodel your kitchen or bathroom, we're here for you. Reach out to us today and discover why, since 1996, we've proudly served families as the most reliable plumbing company in the Lincoln area. John Henry's, our family serving yours since 1996.
Welcome back to the Devaney Center, 54-41. As we get ready to go here for the final 2.5 minutes. Spin moving the lane. Dropping it down inside. Put up. Jamison Tees adds two more.
A couple of things that happened in a hurry. That's exactly what the Crusaders were looking. And then the quick foul.
.220 to go here. 54-43, foul up the floor. And that is going to be free throws for Ashland-Greenwood.
Blue Jays are going to be able to, or have the opportunity to close this one out from the foul line. You mentioned both teams kind of having their struggles from the foul line today.
Free throw is up, and that one is good for Landon Mose. Stick around for our player of the game. It's brought to you in part by Nebraska Orthopedic Center, your healing destination.
I have a couple of candidates here. Westerhold, 15 points. Of course, Tonjes with 19.
Yeah.
But we're not done.
Cooper Torrell brings it up the floor. 12-point game. No quit in this Crusaders crew. Tough shot. That one off the back iron by Turner Holen, a field goal shooter, 33% on the year. We've got a loose ball, and it's back out to McCullough. He rushed that shot a bit for the offensive rebound, put back up and in by Cooper Torrell, and a timeout called by Chad Hansen. We'll keep this one here, Andy. 1:53 to go in the ball game.
Yeah.
It's becoming a theme at the state tournament, right? In these quarterfinals, teams that have been down for most of the second half slowly work their way back into the game and then fire on all cylinders down the stretch. How does Lincoln Christian become one of those teams here today?
Well, you saw head coach Chad Hansen really shift gears there about at the midway point of this fourth quarter, saying, guys, we got to get aggressive defensively. We pick up a foul, so be it. We're going to need some luck to fall our way regardless. So they're putting Ashland-Greenwood to the line, hoping that they'll miss. And then defensively, they're going for that steal. Offensively, they've gotten to this hurry-up mode, and they're getting some of these shots to finally go for them. You saw the putback there after the second, third attempt. So the aggressive nature is serving the Crusaders well right now as they're trying to chip away and get back into this one.
And their fans are fired up. There they are. Got some young lads, fat heads there.
There's Judah the Lion.
One of the better mascots, I believe, here in the state.
Hey, wears that crown well, doesn't he?
He does indeed, taking pictures on the sidelines. He's a celebrity around these parts.
Hey, and that's part of being a celebrity. You got to know that they're going to want you for those selfies.
No doubt. Well, the final 1:53 about to commence here at the Devaney Center. Lincoln Christian trails by 10. They've trailed by as much as 18. And then a high foul here on Jamison Tees. And that'll send Cale Kissinger to the free throw line. He made some athletic plays today, did he not, Andy?
Oh, my goodness, yes. And I feel like his run-out slam dunk in that first quarter kind of woke up the Blue Jay offense, kind of got them going.
Got a feeling we'll see that dunk from the first quarter on some of our state tournament promos and highlight reels for years to come. Kissinger's first free throw is splashed home.
Are you saying, Jake, that people should maybe give us a like, subscribe on X, maybe YouTube as well?
You can do that by searching up NCN Sports on any of those. Our post-game show coming up, brought to you in part by Custom Sports. From screen-printed T-shirts to sublimated jerseys, they have what your team needs to look great. Check them out at CustomSportsCO.com. Doug Duda will talk with our player of the game, winning head coach, and we'll have highlights, analysis, stats, and an updated look at the bracket as well.
Good drive there from Turner Holen. Just a little heavy off the back of the iron.
Cooper Torrell bounced it to the right block for Tees. Straight away three. It's been a struggle shooting from beyond the arc today for Lincoln Christian.
Oh, man.
It continues there, and they had a chance at an extra shot, and it's squandered away by a turnover. Lincoln Christian 3 of 12 from deep.
Yeah, Cooper Westerhold, though, is a story there with another steal. He's just kind of a do-it-all player, and he's done it all for the Jays for quite a while now. One of those seniors that we talk about in the opening segment during the pregame.
Westerhold will go to the line, a scrappy player indeed. Against Lincoln Christian earlier this year, 18 points, couple of rebounds, couple of assists as well.
Yep. Yeah, just a do-it-all guy. And we saw the hops, we saw the athleticism with his two-hand jam.
Goes 1 for 2 at the line here. Neither team has lit the world on fire from the free throw line. 8 of 13 are the Blue Jays. Lincoln Christian 8 of 16. Cooper Torrell with a hand in his face. Splashes home the three over Cooper Westerhold. And no surprise there, a timeout called by Chad Hansen with 1:10 to go as the Crusaders cut the deficit to 10. We'll take one more break here on NCN.
It's not just about the shoe. It's about your fit.
What sets Fleet Feet aside from everything else that we've experienced is my girls being runners. They have very different needs. And so that technology with the scanning and the personal touches is just unmatched. I met Lori almost 16 years ago, and when I saw Lori open this, I knew there was no other place that I wanted to go to have someone help me with my footwear and everything else involved with running. Fleet Feet doesn't just fit your shoes, they fit your life.
Fleet Feet Lincoln. Find your fit today.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Lincoln Airport Authority. Fly easy, fly local, fly LNK. Bernard Real Estate and Auction Company in Auburn and Nebraska City. And by Larson Motors in Nebraska City. Find your new Chevrolet, GMC, Ford, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, or Ram today at LarsonMotorGroup.com.
Chick Bartecki and Andy Klassen, Doug Duda on the sidelines here for News Channel Nebraska. Let Cooper cook, says the young fan here at the Bob. 9 points, 3 rebounds. Had a good game. Unfortunately, might not be enough for Lincoln Christian.
Well, it might be Cooper Westerhold, though.
Oh, it could be that, too.
Yeah, we have Coopers all over the court.
We do.
And they're all cooking.
And Westerhold has had a good game. He has cooked today with 16 and 4, Andy.
Yeah, my goodness. And it was his defense that really set him apart in my mind. You just saw a steal a moment ago.
Does have 3 steals on that stat line as well. Kissinger tries to work through a double team and ends up getting fouled by Turner Holen, who picks up his second of the game.
Yeah, kind of a contrast right now between the two coaching staffs as far as, I think it's obvious, head coach Jacob Mose saying, do not foul on defense. On the flip side, Chet Hansen is, you guys can't foul soon enough, quick enough. Get them to the line, stop that clock.
And trying to extend this game out. That's the goal. Make the game last a little bit longer. Kissinger's free throw is good. So Kissinger into double figures. It's the 22nd time this season he's found 10 or more.
And another one of those seniors, 6'3" guard.
Splashes home the second free throw. And AG's lead up to 12. 60 points in the game for Ashland-Greenwood. That's exactly at their points per game average of the season. Tees back to the top of the key to DeHaan. And now a quick release 3 from the corner. Turner Holen doesn't get that to go. Long rebound. Back out to DeHaan, and he splashes it home. And Lincoln Christian won't go away. It's down to 9. Now a long pass up the floor for Westerhold. And he breaks through the foul and dunks it in with 2 hands, spinning away from the defense. And it's an 11-point game.
Felt like an exclamation point, didn't it?
Looking to answer the 3. That one's off the mark for Tees. Ball loose. Kissinger picks it up. He escapes a couple fouls. Kissinger lays it up and doesn't get the shot to go, but he's fouled. I think Kissinger was thinking another tomahawk there, Andy.
Yeah, and Lincoln Christian was thinking, no, you're not going to get another highlight on us.
There's a look at Westerhold.
Oh, my goodness. Just athletes across the board here for the Blue Jays. It doesn't stop.
Dawson Tees just a little late to get to him on the foul as we've got 22 seconds to go. Free throw up. Free throw good. Kissinger up to 12 points. And he's found 5 of those at the free throw line. Hits them both. Ashland-Greenwood set to advance to the semifinals. Ball loose inside off the miss. Deflected out of bounds, and Ashland-Greenwood will inbound it and likely just walk this one up the floor to advance to tomorrow.
Yeah, you know, they got that 13-point lead here, 13 ticks left. Lincoln Christian really doesn't have to foul here.
No, they do not. 12.2 seconds to go. They do foul, however, Dawson Tees, and now that'll give an opportunity for Chad Hansen to empty the clip here, get everybody in.
That's
one final game.
That's a great point there, Jake. You get that foul, and you can allow for some guys to get some substitutions here and get that experience playing down here at State.
Kissinger's had the last 4 trips to the line for Ashland-Greenwood to add a few more points to his total this season. 13 points per game. He's got 13 here today. Big round of applause as checking out of the ball game some regulars for the Crusaders. DeHaan, Jamison, and Dawson Tees, as well as Turner Holen.
I love seeing that. All those seniors getting a big, loud round of applause. All Crusader fans up on their feet.
Kissinger's second, and he sinks it. Moss runs it up the floor, drives in, adds 2 more. Ben Moss with his first field goal of the ball game. Ashland-Greenwood's not even going to inbound. They'll let the clock hit zeros. And the bid to repeat continues. The countdown to cut down the nets again. Down to 2. Ashland-Greenwood, 65-53 winners over Lincoln Christian in the quarterfinals.
Impressive performance from the Blue Jays. Their offense came to play. We got the splash plays that we expected, but they were also able to shift gears, be methodical, and operate through the half court when they had to set that up. Tip of the cap to the Crusaders. They gave it all they had. We saw some timely shooting. We saw some great defense, just not enough down the stretch.
Doug Duda is standing by after this break, where he'll meet with Jacob Mose and our player of the game. That's all still to come. You're watching State Tournament Basketball on NCN.
The Seed House, located in O'Neill, is your Nebraska-owned full-service seed supplier. From corn and soybeans to cover crops, grass seed, and CRP grasses, they have the full lineup to fit your operation. The Seed House also offers agronomy services, seed treatment, soil fertility guidance, and expert crop recommendations tailored to your acres. When it comes to growing success from the ground up, trust local experience. Contact Don and the crew at the Seed House, located in O'Neill, Nebraska, and plant with confidence this season.
Anne has been a long-time UBT customer. One day, she was being scammed. We secured her funds and got her set up with new accounts. I just think, if my grandma was in that situation, what would I want someone to do for her?
I hope he doesn't mind that I give him a hug today.
At Nebraska Orthopedic Center, they provide comprehensive orthopedic health care. Their physicians are highly skilled in all areas of orthopedic and sports medicine, including spine surgery, foot and ankle, hand and upper extremities, fracture care, and total joint replacement. Their expertise includes the medical management of injuries through physical and rehabilitative methods or surgical intervention. To schedule an appointment or to learn more about Nebraska Orthopedic Center and their family of 25 physicians, go online to nebraskaortho.com. That's nebraskaortho.com. Nebraska Orthopedic Center is your healing destination.
My name's Elizabeth Gazer. My grandma's brother had liver cancer, and he was praying that God would help him get through this hard time, and we were told that he was not going to last very long, and so instead of doing our family game night, we decided to do the rosary, and he passed away while we were saying the rosary. I was so happy that God was able to give us that time to pray for him.
Visit with your local priest or pastor. A simple conversation can be the first step to discover the peace that comes from faith.
Big ideas, bold graphics, quality products you're proud to wear. That is Custom Sports. Custom Sports, custom graphics, quality products, and timely service you can count on.
The postgame show is brought to you by Custom Sports. Look great for every game with custom team or business apparel from Custom Sports. Check them out at CustomSportsCo.com.
And welcome back. 3/4 of the field is now on to the semifinals in Class C1. And for the 5th straight year, Ashland-Greenwood is there, and we're joined by head coach Jacob Mose. All right, Coach, besides talent and outstanding coaching, how are you able to put this together year in and year out, 5 straight first-round wins?
I mean, I think it goes back to the kids. We have a lot of kids that spend a lot of time in the gym, and they just work hard at it. They're coachable. They try and get better, and they love the game. And so those are obviously good characteristics that help us kind of sustain that success.
You told me at halftime it wasn't your best half. Let's just be us. And you got a great start to that third quarter.
Really good start to the third quarter. I think that was our best quarter of I don't think today was our best performance, and that's a credit to Lincoln Christian and the way they played and the game plan they had. Some things that were uncharacteristic moving forward.
And now that you have a routine, 5 years in a row, what is that routine to get ready for either Auburn or Gothenburg tomorrow?
You know, it's a quick turnaround, so you can build in. We talk to the kids a lot about habits, but the whole season we've tried to just build really good habits. So on a quick turnaround where you've got 24 hours, you can't do a whole lot different. And we've just got to go back, tweak a few things, focus on a few things, and see if we can come back tomorrow and be just a little bit more consistent.
Got a lot of really good players. We're going to talk with Derek. Just tell me a little bit about his game today.
You know, all year he's been really good for us. He played with great pace. He hasn't forced things, so he takes great shots. And I just felt he did a good job of that today and staying calm with some of the things that they threw at us.
Coach, good luck tomorrow.
Thanks. Appreciate it.
Jacob Mose, head coach here at Ashland-Greenwood. And now let's welcome in the senior, Derek Tonjes. He's very familiar with this. He's their leading scorer. He's their leading rebounder. And he was again today. 17 points, 9 rebounds, 9 of 12 from the field. Very consistent. Tell me a little bit about how today, if it was any different than any other normal day for you at the office.
They threw a couple different defenses. I think they went triangle and 2, they went zone, and they went a little saggier man. So doing what we do, just doing what we call it, doing us, doing what we do all year, and then not changing it because it's state tournament, just doing the same thing. And then for us seniors, there's 6 of us seniors, so we know that every game could be our last game. So just trying to win and get another week with the guys.
How much of it is now continuing the tradition that some of your teammates and brothers and cousins all started here in the last 5 years?
I mean, it's awesome. You do it for your teammates, but you also do it for them because they started it, so you might as well try to keep it going.
Tell me a little bit about coming out in that second half. It was tight, but you shut them down, didn't give them a field goal in the last 6 minutes of the second quarter. Probably didn't realize that. They hit a couple of free throws. But what was so key about how your defense got better throughout the day?
Just trying to make them shoot over us, just trying to keep them out of the 3 and 4 foot area, and then walling up and making them shoot over us from like 6 to 8 feet, and then grabbing the boards.
All right, Derek, congratulations. Good luck tomorrow.
Thank you, Coach.
There he is, our player of the game, Derek Tonjes. 17 points, 9 rebounds, and played some pretty good defense out there as well. As Ashland-Greenwood goes on to their 5th consecutive semifinal, 65-53 was the final.
From the heart of Nebraska to across the state, RMV Construction is building more than just structures. We're building trust. RMV Construction has grown from humble beginnings to become a trusted name across central Nebraska and beyond. With unmatched craftsmanship, cutting-edge innovation, and an unwavering commitment to customer satisfaction, we deliver projects on time, on budget, and above expectations. Trusted, local, proven. RMV Construction in Kearney and Lincoln. Let's build your vision together.
My name is Grace Mahoney. My grandpa, he had to have heart surgery, but his kidneys weren't strong enough for it, so they put him on hospice. Anyway, it was like a couple of weeks and nothing was happening, and so we went back and just somehow his kidneys were stronger, and so they went ahead with the heart surgery, and I'm really grateful for it all because it brought all my family back, and it was definitely a miraculous situation.
Visit with your local priest or pastor. A simple conversation can be the first step to discover the peace that comes from faith.
Well, there you heard from Jacob Mose and our player of the game, Derek Tonjes, along with our Doug Duda, was working the sidelines all game long in our C1 quarterfinal. Ashland-Greenwood advances past Lincoln Christian 65-53. Let's take a look at how we got there in our post-game highlights in what was a game where we saw a lot of athleticism. Great crowd on hand here today. Ashland-Greenwood had their fans out, their students out in the baseball uniforms, the beautiful blue pinstripes, couple different fonts, that blue, just beautiful. What a treat we would see, as I mentioned, a lot of athleticism all game long. We start in the first quarter. Here's some of that athleticism on display. Cale Kissinger gets the steal, slams it home with the right hand, but a quick answer. Turner Holen, the bullseye from straight away. Turner Holen with a 33% three-point shooting clip this season, not afraid to shoot the three, but neither is Logan Fangmeyer. Knocks one down from the corner. He had 9 points in the first. Second quarter now. Beautiful bounce pass inside. The T's connection. Jamison to Dawson for 2 points on a no-look pass. Another three-point look here. Cale Kissinger had the dunk. Spins in the three-pointer there in a 13-point performance. Exactly at his season average on the year. Tight defense. A lot of contact. No call. Leaves Cooper Westerhold alone. Back down the other way, who lays it in off the glass. Throw pass inside here. Another look to Dawson Tees, and he beats Jack Johnson to the spot to lay it in off the glass. Heading to the fourth. Long pass up the floor. Cooper Westerhold, he can dunk it too. Goes up top for the jam. Cooper Westerhold, a big game as well, in addition to that of Cale Kissinger and Derek Tonjes. Crusaders did not quit. They are the no-quit crew. Cooper Toro, right wing three would go up and good. Cooper Westerhold again jams it home. Beats around the foul and is able to get to the basket to dunk it home for the exclamation point. 5th straight trip to the semifinals for Ashland-Greenwood. The bid to repeat as C1 champions is alive and well. 65-53 the final. There's a look at the statistics there. Rebounds in favor of Ashland-Greenwood, 26-25, even in the assist category. Field goal percentage, 63% for the Blue Jays to 42% for Lincoln Christian. Neither of those are bad numbers. Fortunately, when you just go 63%, it's hard to keep pace. Great one to start us off this afternoon. We're going to find out who Ashland-Greenwood will meet in the semifinals. Could it be a tale as old as time? Ashland-Greenwood and Gothenburg, or Ashland-Greenwood and Auburn? Gothenburg and Auburn coming up on NCN.